One whole stick. Come on, it's not healthy. Nobody said healthy, but one whole stick, buttery. Hey, it's Scott from San Marcos Makes. Today we are thinking Thanksgiving, but side dishes. This one is the easiest side dish. So if you're making traditional Thanksgiving, you're gonna have a lot of things to make. But this one's the easy one. So we are making a corn casserole. This was, when I first got married, was new to me, and my wife's grandmother, Nonnie, always made this one. It was always my favorite dish. So this is how I make it. Will be the easiest dish you make for Thanksgiving, but this is not just for Thanksgiving. I make it all the time. Let's see how to make it. This will come together really quick. So the very first thing you really want to do is get that oven preheating. So we're going to preheat a 350-degree oven. So let's do that now. Get that going. Next, all we're going to do is basically put all the ingredients in one pan and mix it together. So let's do these ingredients. You need 2 eggs. Don't have to mix up anything at this point. Just 2 eggs. All right, of course, next you would need, not next, but you're gonna need corn. This is cornbread, you know. So, do this a couple ways. Mix up the corn, whatever you wanna do, but I like using the canned corn, but any kind, some kind of sweet. So do the canned corn. Basically need 2 cans of corn. Now what I have always done, any combination, but you need 2 cans of corn. Drained corn if you're using like the kind in the can. The other can I have always used is cream corn. Now I know cream corn kind of gets a bad rap, but just cream corn. Trust me, it's gonna add a really good texture to it. But what I've always found weird, I guess nobody likes it, but you can only find the really crappy brands of cream corn. I don't know why that is, but cream corn. We will also, of course, need to add the cornbread. Now, as far as cornbread, I need a mix of cornbread. I've always used Jiffy. I've never used anything else, but I need a box of Jiffy cornbread. If you cannot find this, this makes roughly about, I want to say about 8 muffins if you're doing just like regular muffins, or 1 full cornbread. So whatever mix you're going to use, you're going to roughly do that. But I think most people can find Jiffy. So I think it's the easiest one. But just 1 bag of Jiffy cornbread mix. Pour all of it in there. Don't even need to mix yet. All right, after you get that in there, we need 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt. Next is kind of the add-ons, whatever you want to put in it. So for years, I would put green onions. I put regular onions sometimes. I have found what I like the most is some green chilies. I just got some mild green chilies. But if you like a little heat, some chopped jalapenos would be really good in this. I'm not trying to make a Mexican cornbread where it just adds a little bit of extra flavor. Now, once you have all of this in there, we're gonna mix this all together. So let's get it good and mixed up. All right, so after you get it all mixed up, you wanna think about how thick you want it. So I'm going with a little bit thicker, 9 by 13 at the very biggest for this recipe. This one's a little bit smaller, but the reason I say you want to think about it's all about how thin you want it. I like mine just to be about, when it's finished, about this thin. So we're gonna get all of the mixture in the pan. Now, if you don't want it to stick, you can either rub it with butter, but you're gonna take all of your mix and you are gonna simply just dump it. Ooh, we're preheated. Move this all around, get it good and flat. Should self-level. Next thing you want to do, you need melted butter, one whole stick. Come on, it's not healthy. Nobody said healthy, but one whole stick, buttery. So we have one full stick. All we want to do is simply pour it right on top, all over. Every inch of that cornbread needs butter. All right, our oven is preheated at 350. We're gonna get this in the oven, so let's do it now. We're gonna basically cook this in the oven for about 45 minutes. Options. If you like the cheese, last 10 minutes, put cheese on top of it. Meaning cook it for 35 minutes, put some cheese on it, cook it for another 10 minutes, get that golden brown top. It's still gonna be golden brown, trust me, with the butter. Now, let's cook it for a total of 45 minutes. Now check it. If you did it a little thick, it may take a little longer. Did a little thin, maybe a little bit shorter. All depending, just make sure it's done. But let's wait our 45 minutes. Your house is gonna smell so good. Let's do it. So our corn casserole is now out of the oven. I let it set for about 10 minutes. Now you could definitely cut this up like cornbread. I have always just thought it was easier to grab a spoon and get after this. I'll tell you, the corner pieces are the best pieces. So that's where I'm starting. And just kind of spoon it out. It's gonna get a little for now. Take a look at that. Let me show you this side. Oof. Yeah, that corner where it's all nice and crunchy. Oh, it's the best. All right, let's take a bite. Before I do, hey, if you're liking what you're watching, please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to do a lot of fun things here. All right, let's try this. It's a little bit hot. Easily be the best side dish at the plate. I mean, it's so good. It's not what you think when you think of like cornbread. It's not gonna be like cornbread all the way through. It's gonna have a little bit of soft in the middle, and that's truly what you want. So buttery. The mild smokiness of the chilies is so good. But this is all about the butter. The butter and that, this is like eating buttered corn on the cob. Oh, good. And it reheats really well. I mean, it really actually kind of gets better as it goes. Make it ahead, warm it back up. As I'm talking, I'm just gonna eat this whole thing. So good. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Especially if you're a butter lover, you're gonna love this one. Lots of butter flavor. Please always remember, beans do not go in chili. Okra doesn't go in gumbo, but it is perfectly fine to put pineapple on pizza. And since I'm wearing it, and it's a rough year, go, pack, go.